and welcome to another episode of the Oriire podcast, the podcast that tells African stories. I'm Ceci.
Hi everyone, I'm Halima, and today we have Augusta who's going to be talking to us about the Igue festival. Now, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing Igue properly. Augusta, could you please pronounce that word?
Igue.
Oh, Igue. Oh, okay, the
Igue.
Igue Festival.
Igue festival. Oh, where are you from?
Benin, Edo
What part
State,
of Benin?
Nigeria.
What part of Benin?
Ovia Northeast Local Government,
Nice. What language do you speak?
Benin.
So, Augusta, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Let the audience or listeners know you.
Okay. I'm a Nigerian. I'm from Edo State. I'm based in Port Harcourt currently. I'm an educator, and that's it.
Nice. So could you tell us like a bit about the Igue festival? What is it about? Anything about the festival?
Okay. The Igue Festival, it's a festival of Thanksgiving. It was initiated by Oba Ewahe in the 1440 DC after he got saved from being killed by the royal armies. And then he made a promise to himself or to his star that if he ever becomes the Oba of Benin, if he ever takes that throne, he would worship his head. Now in Africa, we believe our forehead or the head brings us luck, right? He made a promise that he's going to worship his forehead for bringing him luck and thank Osanobua for saving his life. And so that became a tradition where every year the festival will occur and people will. It's a festival to thank Osanobua for a successful year and to usher in a new one. That's about Igue Festival. Usually before now, it used to be just one, the Igue Festival itself. But I think Oba Akenzua, I think it was Oba Akenzua that made it more than one, just other little ceremonies around it or so. So it becomes it takes approximately 2 weeks. The celebration takes 2 weeks, and it was brought down to the month of December, which is like the end of the Benin calendar. So the Igue Festival is a religious one. It's a family one. People celebrate their success for the year, and they also pray that they have good luck for the new year to come. That's about it.
Well, that's really fascinating. I especially was interested in the part when you said he was basically like thanking his forehead, like worshiping his forehead for bringing him luck. I think that's kind of a common, or I wouldn't say common, but it's a theme in some other African like religions, I believe. Like, for
Yes.
example, when the Yorubas talk about
Yeah, the Yoruba do that also.
yes, exactly. Ori, but Ori is
Yes.
not exactly your forehead, but then at the same time, it's like part of you. Anyway, I don't want to go too deep into that because we're talking about Benin today, but that was really interesting. And I like how you know, like down to the date. You said 1440 BC. Is that
DC,
like
not BC.
oh DC? My apologies.
Yeah.
Is that like historical record?
Yes. It was initiated by Oba Ewahe. I said that, but at the time he made this promise to himself, he was known as Prince Ogun. He was the third son of his father, Oba Ohen. And when the dad passed on, when the Oba Ohen passed on, the other brothers, the first and the second, they took their turns as Oba. And when they passed on, he was supposed to be the next. And then he had his immediate younger brother, the fourth son, wanted the throne also. And he had to run and he left Benin. But he picked up courage to go back and take his rightful position. And then the journey wasn't an easy one. He got stopped by armies, like the royal armies, when they got to know he's still alive, right? The Oba, according to history, I wasn't there. the Oba, the one who wanted the throne, the fourth son, sent royal armies after him, and he was able to conquer them. And there was a particular one where he almost got killed by the royal army, and a leaf, he was saved by a leaf. The leaf is called Ebe Ewe. Yeah, I hope the Beninese, they don't hear me pronouncing it this way, but I'm sure I'm somehow correct. It's Ebe Ewe. Yes, that's the name of the leaf. During this festival, this leaf is also paraded. During the Igue festival, it symbolizes good luck for saving the then Prince Ogun. So it was the leaf that had saved him from being killed by almost the last encounter he had with the royal armies. And then he made a promise he was going to worship his head and thank Usanobua for saving him. And that's it.
Oh, that's so interesting. Does this festival have like any ritual or like magical?
Oh, yes. And in the past, they wash the head. It's called head washing. I think I can't give you the Benin name for that, but it's called head washing, where the king washes his head. In the olden days, it wasn't just done like that. In fact, prior to when this festival will happen, the Oba is not to see any non-native person, anyone who is not a Benin. He's not supposed to be, like, he doesn't accept visitors, like external. You understand what I'm trying to say? External visitors. And
yeah, like people like Ceci, for example, they will not let them in. I get you. Like,
okay, because Halima is Benin.
Okay, then during the festival, they have the part where they call the head washing. In the past, humans are used for this ritual. Humans are used for the ritual, but Oba Eweka decided to change that. I hope I'm correct with the names, though. Something I've known for a long time. Oba Eweka decided to change that, and because he felt that would make humans go into extinction, right? And then they started using, in place of humans, they use cow, and they use dogs for the head washing.
Many cultures have been involved in human sacrifices, so it's not too surprising. But it's good that they switched to animals eventually. So can you give us a clearer picture of what exactly takes place during the festival? Like, what do people wear? What do people eat? Who cooks the food? Is it outside, or is it like, on that canopy?
It's a family thing. Igue festival is a family thing. People cook their own food and they do it in their houses, like pray to worship their God. The Benin man is not polygamous in worship. Just as Christians, they worship God through Jesus, right? And the Muslims, they have Muhammad. So does the Benin man have his Ogun and his Olokun. So they worship God, whom they see as the Almighty, and he's called Osanobua. So during the Igue festival, families gather together in their homes and all that. They visit the palace also, where they have cultural display. Yes, they have times they visit the palace for the cultural display and the prayers made by the Oba. There will be prayers also made by the Oba to usher in the new year and all that. Like I said, the festival takes 2 weeks, 14 days, yeah, because they added other little ceremonies around it. Those names I can't mention right now. They are so long. So during the festival, people pray in their houses. They use items like kola nuts, coconut, white chalk, even the leaf I told you about that saved the then Oba, the Oba Ewe the first. The current Oba of Benin is bearing the title Ewe. Yes, Ewe. The current Oba of Benin is bearing that title. So he's Oba Ewe the second. So during the ceremony, people use coconuts. Coconut stands for sweetness, right? And they use kola nuts to pray. And also animals, like I said, people maybe slaughter things. The head of the family can maybe slaughter any animal for purification and all that.
Yeah, so you said it's a family thing, and I know previously you said in the period around it, the Igue doesn't see any outsiders, any people that are not of
Oba, we
the
don't have
Oba,
Igue.
the Oba, the Oba at the Igue festival doesn't see outsiders from the culture, but the family celebrating it on their own in their homes. Are they allowed to like have guests, or is it strictly just for individuals?
And now I can't tell if the Oba entertains guests this present time, if he does entertain external non-native people into the palace during preparation for the Igue festival. But I know in the past, or I was told in the past, during this preparation, he does not entertain external visitors, non-native Benins. So when people pray at their various homes, they also go to the palace for, they usually have cultural display there and all that. So people gather, at some point they'll go and gather and then go home and also have their family prayers. It's like I said, it's a family thing and it's a religious one also.
So have you yourself ever been present for this festival at home?
When I visited, I was there on the first day it kicked off. That was some years ago, but I didn't really experience it. I was just around at the moment. I went there for some sort of research, and I was just there at the moment, and I left. So I wouldn't say I've experienced the Igue festival.
Okay, since you haven't experienced it yourself, I was going to ask you, what's your favorite part, or what part do you think is the most, like beautiful or resonates with you the most? But what do you think other people would say is their favorite part, or is the part that resonates with them the most?
I wouldn't be able to speak for others, but I think the part that they have to thank their forehead for the year and hope for a better year to come. I think that, and the fact that humans were exchanged in place of sacrifice, also what I find very, very, very good. Like, so people don't go into extinction. And I don't think it was humanly to use humans as sacrifice just to wash the head. Yes, just to wash the head. I was also told that, well, I'm also aware that when they wanted to abolish this part where they have to switch humans, they had to bring down the wall. There's a wall covering that part, like a brick wall or something. So they had to bring it down. So people will actually see they don't use humans again. They use animals.
I like the transparency. Okay. So just a few more questions. One of them is, so I know you said, the families cook their own food, but is there any special food that people typically make at this time? Or is it just anything you have in your house, you cook it? Or is it that people pounded yam?
I feel it will be the core Benin kind of dishes, but I don't know. I can't really tell. But I know maybe they will have they might have a wo and egusi, pounded yam. And pounded yam will be there. Pounded yam is usually there. Pounded yam will be there. Pounded yam and egusi soup and owo and yam and plantain. But I also mentioned that during this festival, they usually have coconuts around. It signifies sweetness. And they have cola nuts to entertain people, to pray to their god, and white chalk and the animals for sacrifice.
So what do you think personally about this concept of a person's forehead having powers? Because I hear it all the time in many cultures, and I'm part Yoruba, so like part of me also kind of does believe it, and then a part of me is also a bit skeptical. What do you think personally about the concept?
I think it's to me it's real. It's not just, there's something about belief, right? Yeah. So if you feel it's real, then it's real. If you can see someone can walk into somewhere, someone that is all that and all this and don't get the attention he or she feels they command, and then someone who is not all that and all this walks in, and you have these people wanting to to connect with you, to be part of you. So for me, it has to do with your lock or your forehead also, right? That I also have the belief that's true and it works.
I kind of agree. I feel like it's kind of like self-affirmation in a way, right, Halima? Like, if you basically believe in your forehead enough, which is believing in yourself,
Your star. Yeah, yourself.
exactly, your star hair, then
Yes.
things will happen for you. So yes, I'm of two minds about it, but I think I'm leaning towards yes, I believe it's mostly. What do you think, Halima?
I definitely believe in like Ori and like worshiping your head and saying good things about your head and like just basically affirming yourself, like you said. Yeah, it's just something I believe. So yeah.
Okay, so I think we'll start wrapping up the episode. This has been a really fascinating talk. Thank you, Augusta. Do you want to share your social media or anything that our followers may want to learn more or connect with you on?
Okay, so but for now, I maybe some other time when I appear on your when I appear on your podcast, maybe I would share my social media account. So
Just a quick question before we wrap this up. So is this festival open to like everyone or is it just like people from Benin?
no, it's open to everyone. It's
Got it.
open to everyone. People go, people visit. They you just people go to Oshun Oshogbo Festival. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so not only Benin natives live in Benin, right? They are not natives there. Yeah, so they also attend. They also believe, or people that are outside Benin who have heard of this festival, they can travel down to. Oh, I want to see this. I want to be part of the festival and all that.
Got it.
I've been wanting to also attend the Oshun Oshogbo Festival for years, but maybe a good time will come.
I hope it does, so you can go and see it as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on this episode, Augusta. This was an interesting detail about the Igue festival. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, stay notified, and do all of that.
Tell your friends.
Yeah, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your co-workers, tell everybody, honestly. And then follow us on Twitter. On Twitter, we're Oriire_Africa. Oriire is spelled ORIIRE_Africa. Instagram, same handle, Oriire_Africa. Check out our website at oriire.com. And if you have any questions, want to come on the podcast, want to submit essays or whatever, just send us an email at info@oriire.com. And yeah, but
Thanks
yeah,
for listening.
bye.
Bye.